And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in the Shadow Empire at the end of turn 144. So I'll probably do a little bit of refresh. Oops. Before I get going, push one of the hotkeys, which changed. Yeah, we're probably going to move, not inspect. And yeah, we'll have logistics on, so let's see logistics. So on the western border, we got declared on by this major over here. They're now, well, they're more willing to accept bribes. Overture's not working, so I'm not going to bribe them too much. That's probably not going to be an effective way of dealing with them. In practice, we're basically going to have to form battle line and probably start having to deal with these guys. Arachnids, the ones we've mainly been fighting, which is Queen and Sail, we've basically pushed them back to this corner, and we'll probably deal with them over the next couple turns. The other arachnids, the ones I split off of, are still down here. By the looks of it, between us and the computer player down here, there's a decent possibility that once we deal with the guys, deal with Queen's Tail, we'll probably pull the motorized units over and deal with these guys as well. Pretty quickly. From an engineering standpoint, we're a bit short on metal. We have a metal shortage at the moment. Go ahead, and this is the state of the victory progress at the beginning of the, what's basically the beginning of the stream. We're sitting here at 12.8%. Actually, apparently, tied. Actually, no, we've risen to third. Did not realize at the end of the stream, last stream, we've risen to third. But basically, we're tied for third/fourth. We got more planet, but we got less planet and less people than number 4. Who apparently is actually the people we'd be able to do an alliance with, which is actually pretty good. But we got a way to go. Came in here to... I think there's a way to check the construction. There's a construction summary. There's the construction over here. So we are building things. And probably the summation of that's what's eating all our metal right now. So we're building 3 bureaucratic offices, 2 of which I think are the max level we can build it to. And then we're building a soil demilitarization plant, presumably to try to deal with that metal problem. Okay, so after taking a quick census of what's going on, let's go ahead and roll the turn, because as is the case with most of the time when I end the streams, I actually end the stream at the end of a turn. So we're doing the turn 144 to 145 end turn right now. Hopefully this end turn is boring, and then we don't see coming off of our major enemy full brigades. Full brigades would be a bit of a problem. Right now we've seen 2 combat units, one of which at this point is encircled, so they're going to lose a tank battalion or a tank regiment at this point. But as long as we don't see full brigades, I think they don't have the assets on their front to actually form a battle line. So we'll start taking territory back from them. Because I don't think what they have left is any serious problem for our units. I am still, if we get more metal, I am still interested in probably getting another brigade or 2 to form a more solid battle line. And our existing brigades right now are all light brigades, which basically means they have nothing heavier than the charged Gauss rifles they've got. Which for infantry are real good, but you might want them to have RPGs or MGs or artillery or something to deal with something bigger than infantry. And seeing as we're already on our allies' turn, we've passed the hostile AI, so we shouldn't be expecting anything really spoopy. But we haven't rolled around to see the arachnids once yet. So we don't know if the arachnids are going to do anything. My expectation of the arachnids is they're probably going to do what they did over many of the other last turns, where they fall back more and become denser. Because they're just not really... Well, they're reasonably predicting that they're not able to stand up to us in fights. which is maybe not, doesn't make a lot of sense because their individual units are actually probably superior to ours, but they don't have the coordination to carry out organized attacks, is what's apparently happening. Which means we've been chipping away at them at piecemeal. Okay, so it sort of looks like they've pulled out of the eastern 3 hexes. Round 145, 4 decisions. Except for more fuel, which we don't need. So there's our mining robotization, so all our mines are going to require less workers. We upgrade the bike troops. We discovered automated machine gun nests. And there's the heavy battle dress. So there's basically endgame armor, or endgame infantry armor. That's fine. What do we want to do for the economic one? We don't need mass food production. We're probably literally capped on food, so I suspect we don't really need that right now. Might do robotization to save on workers.
Aye, aye, sir.
If for no other reason, then that'll just make all the industry cheaper in credits to maintain. I'll develop that automated MG. We don't really need to develop it, but we'll do it. This is also a defensive sort of emplacement, so I'll actually do laser gun here. Laser gun. I'm not too worried about it being heavy, so we'll just do the maximum steel plating. Offering technology. Arm-piercing optimization. It's getting a little expensive. If this wasn't our allies and we weren't trying to do diplomacy with these guys, I'd probably stop buying their stuff. Well, we have... what? I need to sell... about 2.3, 2.4k? Yeah, we'll sell some high-tech parts. That may, in theory, allow the AI to buy some later, because it'll make it cheaper for the AI, but because we're producing it, we don't need it in large quantities at the moment, so we can spare some. Memory serves, this is the tank, this is not the tank, so we'll send the higher quality units after the tank. And the lower quality units will move down to try to cut this guy off. We may or may not be able to succeed in doing. Yeah, so this guy may get away because we don't really have a good overflapping zone of control here. But he's gonna have to actually work for it at this point. So these are actually some aliens. Different from those ones. Tomano. Well, I think they're aliens. Yeah, they're aliens. Okay, so we don't... In fact, I even have peace with them. We don't even need to hold that border. Okay. So we can pull these guys south. Okay, so we got a secure border here. So yeah, we can really start to push on these guys. Don't have the metal, obviously, for more unit expansion right now. Do you have the readiness to carry out an attack? No. Nor the readiness to carry out a move. Oh, you're out of... You've got petrol problems. Okay, so you're having fueling problems there. We are in... I think we're in logistics, unless the thing's turned off. Yeah, as far as I can tell, we should be in logistics here, so... I guess we're just overwhelming the logistics. We probably don't have that level of logistics here, and that's what's happening. Okay, so there's my tanks, which should be ready to carry out a offensive maneuver. So let's try to break through the savannah here. We may be able to bring in some additional support. Yeah, we can get a little bit of artillery support to come in as well, which will help. Yeah, so these guys are definitely in decline. Most of their units barely have full units at this point. We are running into the problem that we're still trying to push supply logistics into a pretty bad supply location. Okay, so I can't push logistics into that hub. I could hook both sides up at this point if I was desperate, which I might do. Do that. That's, in the long run, that's probably not ideal from a logistics standpoint, but for the short run, that'll work. And if we're having logistics issues, let's not fire off the artillery, because that'll eat a bunch of logistics if I do that as well. Well, I guess we're presumably, because this is not coming 5 hubs off the... Oh, well, that might be because it's a mountain. About to say, we might be hitting the logistics limit here. So there's a way to check that. Right-click. Fix signs. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to the end of the road either way. So we got 124 action points. We're up in 199. Full max range is double initial, so we don't have far to go on the thing anyway. So where does that transition happen? So it happens about there. So there is probably we don't really have the construction to do this, but or we don't have the metal to do this, but we're gonna slap one down anyway. We're gonna slap a supply base down here.
Copy that.
That'll give us a little bit more range on that unit, or on this advance. It's not going to be a lot, but it'll give us a little. And as you can see, that's allowing us to sort of wobble everyone forward down here to get us a little bit more territory. Maybe not game-changing levels of territory, but it's giving us a little bit more territory. Sense the advance over there. We don't need more roads over here, otherwise we can build more roads. Basically what we can do right now is we can build roads. We can build all the roads we want. We just can't build more troops or more industry, because of the metal shortage. And we got plenty of power. So yeah, I think that's the turn as far as decisions and military. So now we need to get into using our political power. Have we deployed zoos everywhere? Nope, you can use a zoo. probably the same in the commercial project. Oh no, the commercial products are fully deployed, okay. And then miners, let's try to play... Yeah, so annexation is probably not a smart idea. We have a chance with unification, so let's roll the unification. Still fails. Eventually, if we just roll enough times, we'll succeed. As far as diplomacy goes, these guys are still in blackmail territory. These guys are in allied territory, but I think we already have everything negotiated with them except for the victory pact itself. Right, so we could basically, at this point, we basically ought to pass the victory pact. So if we wanted to declare victory, we could play that card. Well, if we want to declare an allied victory, we can play that card whenever we pretty much want to. Not that we would win right now. Right now, we'd sort of become like tied. Well, we become second. We communally become second. Yeah, we got a bunch of weapons that we don't need against the arachnids. We might deploy if we start getting to appear on pure conflict with these guys over here. So that looks like that's the turn, unless I want to hire more mercs. I think I'm going to hold off on the mercs. So yeah, that'll be the turn. We'll hold on to a little more political power so I can have it for some more expensive stuff next turn. It's rolling from 145 to 146. So at this point, we basically got that tank screwed. The tank's not getting out. We're going to get the tank. And because it's going to be really low in readiness, we will be able to take it with infantry. The motorized regiment might get away, but the tank's screwed. The tank has overextended itself and it's not getting away. Which is probably what it gets for taking my road. Well, that's interesting. There's a border behind the Major. Whom is that border belonging to? We'll probably be finding out in a turn or two, but for the moment, we don't know. Actually, with the look of it, I don't think that that mechanized unit, or the motorized unit's not getting away either. He didn't move far enough, so he doesn't have enough readiness to get away. He's going to get encircled by the light regiment coming up from the east. So that's the blackmailers going. We probably won't see anything from the blackmailers. The blackmailers. There's the subject, which we didn't really see anything for. Territory, territory, territory. Arachnids are looking a little spookier. Is that the Arachnids abandoning the southern portion of their line? Maybe. And it should now be my turn. Suffer no losses, made no kills, got 5 decisions, 94 reports that we probably won't look at, and discovered some more fuel. Ask for security cooperation. No. National priorities... Oh, this has all got messed with a little bit, because we now have... we now have that new council, right? So we got the Applied Security Council. You're pretty low priority, you're going to get like 5%. Supreme Council is still going to be prioritized at 20. Interior Council is still going to be 5. At this point, Foreign Affairs is actually pretty low priority. We're going to give you 5. You only need to keep giving us unification cards to this point. Secret Service will do like 10. Staff Council will be like 10. Uh, 20, 20, and that leaves you with 5. Yeah, that'll be fine. And that makes people happy, makes other people angry. Mostly people who lost stuff as angry. Motion to have private assets at 93. I'd like that. I'll say that it will, but I have absolutely no control over it, so I just assume that it will, which is probably the wrong assumption. I don't think man-pads or mechanized infantry are hiding anything for us. Where is it? Is it type? Yeah, it's type. So yeah, man-pads aren't leading to anything. Mechanized artillery actually does lead to something. I should do the mechanized artillery then. Okay. I might not use it, but we have to develop it at some point. And this is artillery, so it gets pretty much no armor. Big gun, big engine, no armor, please. We are going meritocracy, so mind meritocracy is good, I guess. At some point, well, actually, there's nothing really keeping meritocracy down. It's just really low for whatever reason. Okay, let's get back to moving. We still... Oh, that's the other problem we're running into, is we actually have a petrol problem. Whoops. I'm surprised we have a petrol problem. What's our mining looking like? Just overstretching our petrol requirement of all our motorized units. Those ones have petrol. Okay, so Azurlitz, we do need to do a peripheral mining and 2 turns in a row. Okay. So before I forget it, let's do the peripheral mining for this turn. Because that's actually reducing our petrol, and that's potentially a problem. That's why our Air Force isn't able to do anything. Not that our Air Force is particularly fuel efficient. Maybe not helping itself by being a hungry hip with the petrol. Okay, we obviously need to extend the road, and we have no construction issues right now. We just have metal issues, so we can deploy the road like so. And why we don't necessarily have... Okay, so that's just non-aligned territory. Okay, so we can basically take all non-aligned territory like that. There's our ally. That's Braunburn. Okay, so Braunburn is running like here. This is just swath of non-aligned territory there. That road's fine. We can extend this one a little bit. These guys can move. They're not going to participate this turn, but they can move. And then we'll try to deal with the tank, which I think at this point is going to have terrible enough readiness that it just pops. And these guys can start to redeploy towards the actual hostilities. Since that front... Okay, so they haven't completely pulled out of the south. They've pulled back a lot. I probably have enough metal that I can do some replacement CS. So we'll do 4. Replace the missing infantry guy. Oh, and that's the only missing one, so that's just not a big deal. Is the petrol really affecting the tanks? Yes. The tanks are out of petrol. Well, they're not out of petrol, they're under a third of petrol, so I should stop attacking with the tanks for the moment. been moving the motorized and mechanized stuff too much, and we've depleted all our petrol. So until we solve the petrol problem... Sorry, coughs. Should stop using the petrol units so hard. The petrol is pretty cheap.
Roger that.
So we'll buy some petrol. Do I want to sell something else to get more petrol? Yeah, we'll sell some machines to get a bit more petrol as well.
Roger that. Roger that.
I think that's all the petrol I can get this turn. Yeah, that's all the petrol I can get this turn. Okay, hopefully that should get enough petrol out to our troops that we can do some more aggressive maneuvering against the remaining arachnids on the following turn. And our infantry that require no petrol are happily marching forward. As they do, because they don't drink petrol. I doubt you're done because of our metal problems. Yeah, well, they got a surprising degree of completion for not getting done. This isn't done. Have the units inch forward a little bit more. Needless to say, marching into the desert is maybe not the nicest thing for the units, but they are making decent progress. So move that road a little bit expanding. We do have enough industrial capacity. We can probably just pay to shove through right through the desert. So road to the middle of nowhere through the desert. The mountains are still going to be really expensive, so we'll try to go around the mountains. Probably doing a fork there. A little bit left, a little bit right. I do... Yeah. That should help supply these guys going forward. Okay, with that, we do have more political power, so we can try another roll at unification. Probably won't work, but...
Affirmative.
One day, if we're persistent enough, they'll agree. You know, I can do some investor backing in the new city as well.
Sir, yes, sir.
Get some more credits there. Hopefully get that economy going a little bit more. And then probably hold off on spending more political power. Again, we're kind of... Probably want to save up for some big stuff, like maybe some Mission Impossible, something like that, to get some more fate points. So let's roll the turn. So if everything goes well tonight, I'm going to try to record 4 sections. Oh, just looking at the Twitch chat. Hello. So we got a first-time Twitch chatter here saying hello on Twitch. So if you're watching this on YouTube, that's I do record these live streaming to Twitch. If you're watching them on YouTube, you're probably getting source quality video. While the people watching it on YouTube or watching on Twitch are getting whatever the internet will support at the time, which may not be quite that great of graphics. Because it'll depend a little bit more upon how the internet is supplying the quality these days. But and sorry if you're kind of watching on Twitch and your chat messages gets ignored for a little while. I'm not necessarily the best at checking chat. But when I do notice it, I'll try to acknowledge it. The intern looks like hasn't been that interesting. Saw a little bit of movement from the hostile major. Okay, probably looking at the time, this is probably where I should put a section break in for YouTube. So I'll put the section break in when the end turn here ends. In an attempt to try to keep these parts 30 minutes long. So I'm going to take a short mic mute between sections if you're watching on Twitch. So feel free to hang around because I'm going to basically mute the mic to do some basic between episode stuff. Like make sure my drink's full, make sure my legs aren't cramping up, that sort of stuff, before I start recording the next part. Yeah, it looks like most of the fronts are at least being stable. And that is where the part break will go in. The top of 147, where we have 6 decisions and a full round 100 reports for the beginning of next episode. So until next time, hope you're enjoying it. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.